It never stops. I love it. Guys, I'm going to show you an Ethereum chart that I haven't seen anyone else talking about, but the price target for this chart is insane. Okay, I just bought more ETH about an hour ago, and it's been one of my biggest buys throughout this whole month of this last month, mainly to dabble in NFTs, which, so on there. Probably should have just held the ETH and staked it or something. This is a massive price target for ETH. Now, I think Bitcoin, if Bitcoin fails to break out of what I'm going to show you, I don't think that ETH is going to hit these targets. But if Bitcoin breaks these targets, then ETH is going to sky. And we know the merger is coming up. It has an official date now, I think September 19th, I believe. So ETH is really the play right now, because the tokenomics on ETH, once this merge happens, are going to be pretty nuts. It's going to be, I think, almost deflationary, which is absolutely insane. So without further ado, let's jump in the charts and let me show you what I'm seeing. All right. So I've been talking about this for a while, guys. I'm talking about this falling wedge here on the weekly chart. And we've respected it pretty well. Got a bounce from the bottom. Now we're coming back up to see if we're going to continue this bear market, right? If we don't break this line here, then we're just going to continue down a little bit more. Now, obviously the falling wedge has a bullish breakout, and if we do break out of it, the target is the top of the wedge, so back to all-time highs. Now, as far as where we're at in the cycles, I don't think this is super likely. My long-term scenario, this is just my thought process here. I think we're going to get rejected. I think we're going to come down, and I think we're going to get one wick below our low around 17,000. I think we're going to get one last wick that's going to take out stop losses, that's going to get a bunch of people bearish who are going to put in shorts, or are going to sell all their stuff, one big wick, and then I think we're off to the races. I feel like smart money wants to make one last capitulation. I don't think it's going to go that far below 17K. Again, I think it'll be one wick down, and then double bottom, boom, we're gone. One last chance for all the big players to get in at their cheap prices. So let's jump down. I'm going to show. So this is a combination here of the Heiken Ashi candles. Wow, can't talk. With some RSI candles. So that's why you're seeing all the red. It's showing that there's just not a lot of momentum in this up move, which is why I do think that it's going to get rejected, and then again come down for a wick, and then boom, we're off. And as you can see, we were supported right here by the 200 moving average on this is the weekly chart actually. So beautiful support right there. So we'll jump into the daily, which is looking a little juicier. Again, still kind of looks like a bear flag for the most part, so nothing to get super excited about. But in the short term, as a trader, this is great, because like I've been saying, we have this big VPVR gap right in here, and you can look at this a number of ways. I'm seeing this rising wedge pattern. However, if I pull up this other chart here, if I can find it, you could make the case. Where'd it go? I can't find it. I had one that was showing that we were kind of more in. Oh, here we go. Because you could make the case here. Ignore this falling wedge here. You could make the case that we were in this ascending triangle, and we were respected, and we broke out, and now we retested, right? So that's one scenario. I still think I'm giving more credence to the falling wedge. I think this has more longer term support lines and has been respected a little bit more than this ascending triangle. If it is an ascending, then the target would be around 27,000, which it could honestly hit once it breaks out of this wedge, if it's going to break to the upside. So maybe, technically both of these things could be right. This falling wedge could do well, but then we could still break out of it and still hit the price target of the ascending wedge here. So technically both things can be right. And like I said, I do think we will come up and eventually hit this longer term. This is part of the wedge that I drew from the other one. This is the line right here in the sand. Okay. So I do think we're going to come up here. Again, I'm looking for kind of a mix of longs and shorts here. I've been looking to see if I did a demo trade that I won right in here, taking kind of a long off this resistance right here that I had drawn. But I'm still kind of testing a couple strategies, so I'm not always going in. But obviously, we're probably looking to maybe long to the top of this wedge, and then probably looking to short again. So looking for longs currently at the moment, but obviously I'm going to be very cautious here because you don't want to get stuck buying the top and it comes back down. Now, Ethereum is what I really want to show you guys because this is kind of bonkers. We're going to go start on the weekly. Come on, ETH, where are you going? All right. So, ETH here. Actually, I'm going to go to here and switch this one to ETH. So I have so many different charts I'm looking at. Okay, so this is the ETH chart right here that I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, so obviously we're in this falling wedge on ETH. Now, we dipped out of it, recovered, broke back in. Now, if you look on the, it's like the patternsite.com, right? I'm gonna look it up right now. We're gonna look up falling wedge. I should have had this already pulled up, but oops. Falling wedge. Okay. Well, now you know how to get to it. Okay, so one of the things we see is the dip. The dip out of the falling wedge, the break back in, and then huge upside. The dip is actually a big profit opportunity. And that's exactly what's happening here. We dipped out, broke back in. So the price target would be all the way at the top at almost 5,000. That's insane. That is absolutely insane price target for this wedge breakout. I mean, and also, you know, it's kind of crazy too. If we go to Bitcoin, right? We saw Bitcoin do this. I believe, how long ago was it? Let me see. Bitcoin did this pretty recently, and I wanted to show it. Oh, I'm not gonna pull it up for me, because we previously had a pattern that I showed in another video where Bitcoin did the same thing. It dipped out and then came back up, and then, man, I'm really mad I can't find that. That was such a good, such a great example of, you know, I need to go short time frames, like the 1 hour. Here we go. No. Here we go. Okay, found it. Sorry about that, took a while. So same thing right here. We had this nice falling wedge, dip, break back in. Nice. Immediately we actually hit our price target and went higher. So that's just an example of the dip, falling wedge, break back in, breakout is quite strong. We just saw it on Bitcoin recently. And like I said, Ethereum looks quite bullish. However, it is coming up to some resistance as well here. And same thing here with the RSI, still not a lot of momentum in these candles. So we'll see. Ethereum is looking very bullish right now. Again, I'm definitely accumulating right now. We are going to get a test around 2 grand, which is kind of what we're testing a little bit right now. But that longer term ETH pattern is absolutely crazy, guys. So right now, definitely be cautious because these moves are, I think, tricking a lot of traders into thinking, you know, we're going back, right? But we see these bear market rallies, you know, sometimes multiple times in a bull market where you get that rise and then we get rejected right back down. And so, like you said, my scenario, we're going to come up, we're going to hit 27, 28K for Bitcoin. We're going to get rejected back down. We're going to have one last capitulating, scary wick to freak everyone out, get everyone to dump their coins, get everyone to think that we're going to 10K, break that level, grab liquidity, grab all those people panic selling, get the stop losses, take out the people who are shorting below that level, and then we're bear market over. That is my prediction. So we will see if it comes true. Guys, thank you for joining me once again. As always, make sure to grow your money, save your money, but more importantly, buy Bitcoin with your money, because if you leave it in fiat, it's gonna just disappear. I love liquidity pools. I think you should put your money in liquidity pools. I think they're the freaking coolest thing ever. All right, guys, see ya.